So today is going to be one of our special episodes. As you know, we are huge WWE fans, and we are going to be reviewing Summerslam. Woo!
Woo!
So,
Woo! Woo!
as we know, SummerSlam did take place in Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. I believe I think they haven't been there for 11 years or so since PLE has taken place there. So, gentlemen, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the first match. First match was with YouTube internet sensation Logan Paul defeating Ricochet by pinfall in a singles match.
Yeah, this match was everything you expected to be. This is, if you like flippy shit, this is your match. And these two did it mostly pretty well.
I liked the spot where they did a Spanish fly, but they kind of landed it and then they flipped each other.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty smooth. At least the camera angle they chose made it look like it. You know, they don't expose themselves like AEW does.
They're like, what is not actually doing his forehead? Is he bleeding? Oh, let's zoom in on that, please. Zoom in. Now, WWE does do camera cuts a bit too much for my liking, but
yes. At least they don't expose the secrets.
I will say, the camera cuts distracted me for the early part of this match, and then I forgot about it.
See, it's like blinking. When you think about the camera cuts, it becomes a problem.
When you are aware of the spastic camera cuts, but then eventually, if you forget about it, you don't even notice it.
It's fine. Yep, totally fine.
I know we said this before, but I guess Logan Paul's really just grown on me. His feuds has been pretty solid. I mean, compared to some others that have come in, yeah, he's very much done a great job and really taken the time to actually care about this. Like, he's taking it seriously as his brother's taking boxing. Like, he's trained a lot.
The last time he had won on PLE was against The Miz. But I will say, to be fair, Ricochet, since he's been on main roster, I think he is either 2-21 or 2-22 at pay-per-view now.
I think for Logan Paul, I do think he's gotten a lot better since he has fully embraced being a heel. Because after he fought The Miz, he supposedly wanted to be a face. And come on, bro.
That was never going to happen. Never.
And I would say he absolutely smoked Ricochet on the mic, which it wasn't a surprise.
Oh, yeah.
But he did.
Yeah, but no, his line with Samantha about his fiance, that was good. That was good. That's a good one.
After she had to announce him, that's the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, way to bring it all in.
But it's interesting, they seem to be doing more of Ricochet. It seems to be what people want. Ricochet is he's okay to me, but I need to see something more.
His promos still need a lot of work. That SummerSlam line delivery was atrocious.
But honestly, to me, Ricochet, I would use him as a tag guy, which they did when he was Braun Strowman. I also like the Logan Paul doing Braun Strowman's running power slam to mock Ricochet. I thought that was a pretty nice touch.
I didn't even catch that.
I rewatched the PLE and they mentioned a commentary as he's doing it.
We're gonna go into our next match that we're gonna talk about. Next match is gonna be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes defeating Brock Lesnar once again to kind of finish the story.
This was pants ripping fun.
I haven't looked up what caused Brock's pants to rip, but
so I'm glad he's wearing black undies.
Yeah. Oh man, can you imagine if he was wearing a Scott Steiner thong?
That's what I'm saying.
Brock Lesnar comes prepared. He knows.
Honestly, it kind of worked beating Brock with his pants ripped for Cody because he got to beat Brock and he kind of embarrassed him with his pants.
But I'm kind of surprised that no one was bled for this match.
That was pretty surprising.
The first one, Brock, I mean, we all saw that. That was a ton. So I thought it would be Cody's turn the next, and if they did it again. Cody Rhodes only kicked out of 1 F5, right? He didn't kick out 5.
Yeah, I'm so glad Brock's not spamming F5s. At least it seems as much.
Yeah.
Oh, and I will say I did like the story of the count out. They actually made a count out seem like it would be a big victory if Brock Lesnar got a count out victory because they were telling the story of him to keep throwing Cody out and essentially it'll be Cody quitting if he got counted out. So I thought they did a good job of making that because the count out usually is such a waste,
Oh yeah.
Cock tease of a finish, but this would have been good.
At the end, I found this out nobody was expecting, that was not planned for Brock Lesnar to shake Cody's hand and lift his arm. That was legit, just swerved the moment.
They must have been man, to him it must have felt like a really good match to want to shake Cody's hand.
Well, he had mentioned after or before around WrestleMania season that he was wanting to give back to the business. So I wonder if because I mean, Brock Lesnar's not going to just do this for anybody. I think he genuinely,
maybe he had a relationship with Dusty we're not aware of.
maybe, but I also think he genuinely thinks Cody could be one of the guys in the future.
Well, with the reactions Cody gets, it's seeming like it.
After hearing that news of Brock Lesnar doing it unplanned, I went back and rewatched Cody's face, and you can see it now that I know, and he's wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah, he's legit like, wait, what?
Are you gonna attack? Do an F5 or something?
Yeah. True, because I mean, like, this is Brock Lesnar, who the people he respects in this business ain't a whole lot. So the fact he's willing to do that's a huge moment for him. Of like, yeah, I respect you. I respect you as a wrestler, which I think also it's good because it also starts adding more and more to the story of legitimizing Cody to eventually what we all think is going to be a WrestleMania. Most of us at this time think it's going to be him beating Roman at WrestleMania. That I think is going to be a good build to it.
It just makes sense.
By then, Solo will have turned on Roman because everybody seems to want to do it.
If you're not going to have Jay do it, then I feel like it's got to be.
What I think is going to happen is what Jay said is going to turn out to be true, that Paul Heyman has been orchestrating everything, and that's how you turn Roman face, is to have Heyman, like,
betray him, kind of like he did with Lesnar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. But then you would have with the turn.
He does like a usual suspects thing where all the signs were there that Heyman was pulling the strings.
So would the turn happen after the Cody match or what? Because you were really had two faces against each other.
Yeah, I think you want it after to really make it Cody beat the villain.
It's gotta be
after. You have to do it after.
It's gotta be after.
But yeah, that was a pretty good match. I think that was a cool ending, especially because how the rivalry started was when Brock went to shake Cody's hand. He betrayed him from the beginning. He like F5'd him and everything. So that was kind of cool.
Really put a final spin on that. And I wonder if Brock was thinking about that.
Yeah, Brock is a pretty smart man. I will also say people online complain that Brock Lesnar never said why he didn't. Yeah, Brock Lesnar didn't say, but Cody pretty much laid it all out of why Brock Lesnar's attacking him. So go back and watch that, and it's pretty much essentially that if Brock can't beat Roman, then Cody can't beat Roman because Brock does not think Cody's better. Brock's being the gatekeeper.
Yep. But good match. I felt good story, and I gotta say, this is probably some of the most fun Brock Lesnar's had wrestling.
Dude, long hair Brock Lesnar has had nothing but bangers.
This past year, I mean, he's wrestled on most of the PLEs in the past year. I bet if you ask Brock Lesnar, this past year is probably one of his favorite years wrestling.
He's been wrestling. I mean, he's just been smiling. His attitude of just smiling seems like he's just really enjoying himself. The next one we're gonna do is gonna be the match that many people were excited with the victor. I'm pretty sure most people probably put him as winning. But this is the match that I'm pretty sure everybody kind of knew LA Knight was winning. LA Knight, I'm pretty sure it was pretty obvious, especially the night before. LA Knight beat Sheamus at the end.
Yeah, I would say this was a battle royal for nothing, essentially.
It could be for something because it's very easy advertising for Slim Jim because you had Macho Man. Now just take off the O, and now you have LA Knight. LA Knight's your spokesperson for Slim Jim.
That wasn't part of the match, though.
I know, but it could happen.
I think it was just to give him something to win.
Well, I know, but if Vince was still running the show, he totally would have tease the crowd, and LA Knight would not have one. He loved doing that.
This was to get him some win, and so he could do the photo shoot on the Raw the next night, so they could do the thing with Miz.
Which makes sense again, which people... Here's my thing also with the LA Knight hype. Like, I get people are upset of him losing. But I'm kind of like, okay, but people, even if he didn't win, so he wasn't the number one contender to face Seth Rollins. But I'm like, okay, guys, even if he won it, what would have happened? He would have lost to Seth Rollins, and you would have been mad because you're not making LA Knight win the major title this quickly. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, he's gonna have to prove he's not, as they've been saying on TV, flash in the pan.
I'm like, now you can build him for other stuff. I think right now, like you see, he's facing the Miz, which is usually a good sign of most people. If you're facing the Miz, you're about to get a big push. So that's generally one of Miz's things that he does. Jacob disrespects him all the time.
I'm right.
The Miz is solid. Like, I don't know why you hate him so much.
I don't hate him. I just wish he wasn't on my TV. It's time.
Any highlights from the Slim Jim battle? From the
I
Slim
mean,
Jim?
no. I mean, not really. They made the right call. They somewhat continued some feuds, like the Karrion Cross AJ Styles feud. I'm trying to think that I thought they continued another one, but I may be making that up.
Bronson Reed Shinsuke did that. The Battle Royal 2, and then I guess that feud's concluded after Raw.
But no, it was just a meaningless battle royal, but it was fun. The crowd liked it.
So I did like Amos coming out and just destroying people for a bit, and actually the crowd was pretty good when everybody finally gained up on Amos and not eliminated him.
Took them a lot longer to do that than it should have.
I think they would all thought that out quicker, but
yeah, it sometimes takes a bit. Lots going on, yeah. All right, we're gonna go into our next one. It is Shayna Baszler defeating Ronda Rousey in MMA rules by technical submission.
I don't know about y'all, but I've been eating good this whole weekend and Monday. WWE's been feeding me quite well. No, it's good. Shayna Baszler, as you can see, they kind of legit look like they legit roughed each other up because Shayna didn't look too good on Raw. I like that she defeated Rousey by choking her out, kind of getting like a dominant win.
True. I was gonna say because Rousey, I think, stepping away for a little bit, so it's nice for the little.
I don't know if she's coming back.
I mean, she might come back after a year or so. She might get the itch again.
Yeah.
By a little bit, I meant like a year. A good. She's probably gone till Mania.
Never done Ronda Rousey Becky Lynch singles, and they want to.
They're gonna build Ronda Rousey back up. They the second run, they kind of did nothing with her.
They kind of like the first run she was kind of like the Brock Lesnar of the division, and then the next time they kind of neutered that.
They didn't push it nearly as much either. Now, I also think she was never given a fair shot by a lot of the fan base because they just don't like her because she didn't pay her dues, quote. I mean, I'm sorry. There are some people in the world who just get ahead quicker than others in the wrestling business. And Ronda Rousey, you can't say she didn't really earn anything because she was a freaking UFC champion and put women's MMA on the map.
She doesn't need to legitimize herself like a lot of these other people. We know going in. She did it in MMA.
The crowd wasn't too much into this match, but the rules were pretty vague. We didn't really know the rules until actually the match started.
The crowd did get pretty good for the ending. They did like.
I think once they got in a groove of what this match actually was, they liked it. But it took a minute to figure that out.
Honestly, on a rewatch, I liked it better the second time. But
no, this is solid, and it gives Baszler where she needs to be. So it's going to be interesting where they go from here.
I appreciate Rousey doing a favor for her friend on the way out. That was nice.
The next match we're going to go through was the Intercontinental Champion match with Gunther defeating Drew McIntyre and retaining his title. I forgot how many days he's been.
It's like a month away, so he's got to beat Chad Gable. Unfortunately, I would like Chad. I wouldn't mind the Chad Gable one. It just has to be after the record's broken. I was worried that this with Drew McIntyre coming back after a long time away. I was worried that Gunther was going to take the loss here, so I'm glad he didn't.
Clean has his feet too.
Yep. I love it in these Gunther matches when he just basically he like destroys the guy. And then does the power bomb, and that's just like the exclamation point, and he's like, "Yeah, you're done."
I thought maybe, but then I was like, no, I think Triple H really wants to break some of these records with his. They want to keep pushing this narrative with Gunther and Imperium. So
besides like Roman, like Gunther's had a great year.
Oh yeah,
yes, they have, and they're finally pushing Ludwig. Nice,
can you imagine
very nice.
If he finally loses the Intercontinental title, then it goes to the main event picture.
Oh yeah, I think after he loses, he's going straight to face Seth Rollins or whoever the Raw champ is.
So our next match we went to was another title match. It was Seth freaking Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. Yeah, I know he doesn't call himself that, but I'm still saying it. Defeating Finn Balor by pinfall.
It was pretty good. I thought there was a small chance Finn Balor could win, but that didn't turn out to be the case. I loved the finish of Damian trying to give Finn the briefcase, and then he just get curb stomps on.
That's one thing they are doing pretty well. You're seeing the seeds of essentially the Judgment Day gonna have rifts and holes in it. So they're sowing the seeds pretty well. They're gonna be mad at each other because you cost me because you tried to help me, and Damian kind of looking at him like, what the heck,
bro? He was so disappointed.
Yeah, like how'd you not win? So you're kind of seeing this clash. Because actually Triple H in the interview post, he was talking about like, Judgment Day is interesting because they don't have a true leader. Like nobody is their true leader. He's like, some people think Rhea Ripley's the leader, some people might think Damien's the leader, some people might think Finn Balor's the leader. And he's like, I mean, nobody thinks nobody thinks Mysterio's the leader.
dumb.
Mysterio,
Hey.
I mean, I feel
Nah,
you.
Hey, that's
nah,
very dumb.
But yeah, no, that was still a pretty good setup with it because they had been teasing because we all were wondering, is Damien gonna cash in or something? So
For this match, I think this was the best of their series. What is this, the third championship match they've had?
mhm.
So yeah, I
At
did
least
think it was their
at
best
least
match
second.
to me.
I think it was the best match as well.
So
Crazy kickouts, dude. A lot of crazy
know.
kickouts.
Mhm.
Just
Dude, when Finn hit that one stomp, I thought the match was done. I thought
Uh-huh.
we had it here.
all right, we're gonna go into our seventh match, a pretty hype match. It was triple threat women's WWE Women's Championship. It was Bianca Belair defeating Asuka and Charlotte Flair for the title. Heck of a match.
This was a fantastic match in my opinion. Like it started, it was a little slow, whatever, but Bianca's selling during this match was fantastic. She sold that leg injury really well.
she had people buying it. I did like the visual of Charlotte doing the figure eight, especially with when she arches it. Asuka doing the miss at that point was perfect. Producing whoever decided that.
was great.
Bianca now has a record. She has the shortest women's championship match in SummerSlam history and also the longest. So, she has both.
Mhm.
And back-to-back years, I believe.
Speaking of shortest and cashing in, we were followed up with Io Sky coming in and with Bailey and cashing in and defeating Bianca Belair in 8 seconds. I didn't realize this till I was watching the interviews afterwards that it was actually came full circle. Because if you guys remember, Damage Control debuted last SummerSlam, and it was right after Bianca Belair won the title back. So it's kind of a whole full year, full circle coming into that. They brought it up of like, it's kind of funny. That was right after that match. They debuted right then was when Damage Control, and here's her coming in at the end of, again, Bianca winning the title and then her losing. Them beating her for it. So it was pretty cool. Gonna be interesting what they do with Io. We'll see, because as we also know, WWE will not hesitate to make her lose that title if it's not working. AKA Nikki Cross, when she cashed in, won, and then I think 3 weeks later lost to Charlotte Flair because that title reign wasn't good. I mean, granted, I don't think she ever should have won it in the first place, but yeah, that almost a superhero gimmick.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see who she feuds with first.
True.
I imagine it's Bianca Belair. I imagine she's going to feud right back with Damage Control. But
the worrying part for her is if they make her feud with Charlotte very quickly, then it probably means she's losing that title. And
I was kind of surprised instead of having Bianca win that they didn't go with Charlotte just to bump that number up one, because they were going to immediately lose it.
Maybe they thought people would see how blatant it would be, because they done that. I mean, she's already had like one or two like very extremely short title reigns just to bump it up.
I know at one point somebody said that Bianca Belair might get the John Cena treatment where people want her to go heel, but she might not go heel because of, I think, stuff she's doing outside of wrestling.
She's a big inspiration to a lot of people, so she may be hesitant on doing it.
So they might not turn her heel because of that. That was just a rumor. Don't know how much that's confirmed. We're going to go into our last match of the night. It was the main event. It was for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and recognition as Tribal Chief and head of the table. And this match was by Tribal Combat Rules.
Which the rules were not followed, but
WWE just throws them out there.
We'll see if they even address this on SmackDown.
Might be. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman defeating main event Jey Uso by pinfall with a very controversial moment happening in it.
I had no idea this match went 36 minutes. It did not. Watching it, to me, it did not feel like 36 minutes.
It was good. Also, it starts setting up some of the stuff because you saw Roman speared Solo, and you kind of saw that anger Solo had to Roman.
He's gonna spike Roman at some point. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I think they're starting to put the seeds in there that Solo ain't happy. I mean, we can also just get to the part, guys. I always told you that Jimmy guy. That Jimmy guy is the guy. I always told you I like Jimmy more than I like Jay.
So yes, Jimmy turns out as Jay is about to possibly pin Roman. Possibly, I still think Roman's going to kick out. Of course, Jimmy pulls Jay out and he reveals himself to Jay and then super kicks him. They say on SmackDown that Jimmy will re-acknowledge Roman Reigns. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it, Phil.
I don't know, but look, he knew what he had to do. And again, I'm right there with you. Possibly, maybe he would have actually pinned. I don't know. I don't believe it would have happened.
Of course,
you know.
Of course not.
I read an interesting idea. That they might now. No, I heard it could possibly be a fatal 4-way.
Oh man.
That would be interesting. Oh,
not at Payback, of course. This would play out by Survivor Series.
You do Survivor Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a waste at Payback. I'll be like, what are you?
Yeah, they ain't doing it for that.
Payback. That could be pretty cool.
I'd be down to see that. Whoever's winning, of course.
Mm-hmm.
When Jimmy is revealed to be the guy that, cost Jay the match, Roman looks confused, but Paul Heyman does not. So
yes, I did see that.
Heyman knows something that Roman does not.
And that's not cool, Paul.
Well, would they do something also with the elders?
Look, I have been adamant in my head that Rikishi is getting involved in this at some point, damn it. He has to.
Oh, yeah. Now, with the two feuding now.
His children are all over the place.
I mean, this is gonna be some emotional stakes.
I did think last year's SummerSlam main event was better than this one, but that doesn't mean this one wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
The Brock Lesnar match with the ring going up was crazy.
That was good. The catch from Roman Reigns, so slick, just went boom.
And the wink, my goodness, swoon.
I'm like over there, like, man, I so would have dropped that. I so would have dropped it.
Every single PLE this year has been good. Every single one.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Mm-hmm. I do also want to acknowledge, I know some people have been upset because of the card, but I mean, Triple H had a point. He's like, look, when you set up a PLE, you need more matches than you're actually going to do in case somebody gets hurt or something happens. You need more matches. And yeah, you have to cut stuff because guess what? None of you want to be here till 1 a.m. watching a PLE. Like, I can't put everything on it's either I make the matches shorter or you're up till 1 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, nobody wants to do that. Like, we did that in WrestleMania and every fan hated it. It is what it is.
Can you imagine if they did do Trish and Becky and gave it like 7 minutes?
Then people complain about that. Look, this show was long enough. We didn't need another match on it.
It's pretty late.
Yeah, this one and past midnight. It's like, really? You all wanted more stuff on it? Because it's kind of like, okay, so which ones do you cut to also hit the story? It's like, what's the most important storyline? And
you can't cut any of this besides like the battle.
Yeah.
The only thing you cut is Battle Royal. That's the only thing you cut.
Well, then people would have been mad because then what would you have had LA Knight do?
Yeah.
And sorry, Becky, he's hotter right now than you. So.
Mm-hmm. And as I say, that one doesn't need to happen now. It's one of those things that, no matter what, it's always a reminder, no matter what you do, somebody's going to complain and think you're still not doing the job great enough. Let's go into the Monday after SummerSlam. We're filming this on a Tuesday, but so SmackDown hasn't happened, so we don't know the whole Jimmy thing yet, but we can talk about the Monday after.
Go ahead, Jacob.
It's a fantastic episode.
Why?
Us Shinsuke fans ate fantastically on this episode. You beat Bronson Reed, then you are in the main event with the World Heavyweight Champion and Cody Rhodes, and you win again. And then you turn on the champion. Clearly, you're going to get a title match. It's just nice as a Shinsuke fan to be in a storyline of any significance, of importance.
You feel seen.
He's going to lose that payback, but that's okay. We're just glad to be here.
Wait, Jacob, what if?
If he wins,
what if now?
Insufferable. I mean, he should have won the WWE Championship a few years ago.
Fair enough.
Another positive from Raw was they are finally pushing our boy Chad Gable, it appears.
They are also giving a lot of screen time to Ludwig Kaiser.
Yes, which is also fantastic. Shush.
Yeah, I think they see some potential with some people, and got to start planning and getting ready for the next phase.
Dude,
Hmm.
Chad Gable and Gunther is going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah, it's gonna be very nice. The 5 minute challenge was pretty good too. So
There are going to be some interesting things coming up, as we know. What are they going to do? Some questions are going to be answered that we talked about a little bit earlier, but we'll kind of put it out here. One, what happens to the tag team titles?
Yeah.
Granted, I think maybe this injuries might not be a bad thing because now they can split them up. Because I was kind of waiting for them to split them back because they've been unified forever. So
Not only
gives
do
them
they
more.
need to split them up, they need to change the titles. I hate to
Yeah.
change the belt. Anything is better. Besides, well, okay, but not anything. If they revert back to the penny belts, then I would
Say the
even
pennies are
better.
worse.
Makes sense because Triple H is changing half the belt, so wouldn't be surprised if he changes those. And now, like, I'm not saying it's the greatest, but you kind of now have an easy cop out of like, oh, we can split them up because they're vacant. We can just vacate them because both them, Sami Zayn's going through his stuff, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have stuff, so we can now just split the titles up and bring it and also push some of these. One question I have is Bobby Lashley and his recruiting recently.
Very interesting.
The Street Profits officially heel, so I'm very interested to see what happens with Lashley.
Let's do this thing, all right?
Of this faction, I mean, Montez Ford could potentially be like your Orton of the group. Give him time.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, what if Dawkins was the star?
That would be interesting.
Think about
None of us would have seen that coming.
it. Nope.
So we'll see what they bring on with that. Like we said, the next pay per view is going to be Payback. I believe it's like 4 or 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that will be Fastlane in October 7th in Indianapolis. And then we have in Rosemont, Illinois, it will be on the 25th of November, it will be Survivor Series.
Gosh, we got 2 B pay-per-views in a row.
Yeah. Well, chill it. Got it. That way it can grow Survivor Series a little bit more, see what they're doing. We'll see what they got in storage, some of these storylines Friday, see what else they bring back. There is some news we do have to talk about. Some unfortunate news. Big E might never wrestle again.
It's not looking likely.
Yeah, doctors have said it, but it's not looking likely. But again, other wrestlers, Edge, Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, both had the same news of they were not supposed to ever wrestle again. They're back at it. So, but he has. I think he did say something about commentary. He would be interested in doing commentary.
Yeah, I think he said commentating or like producing.
Hopefully, some miracle happens and he can because it was quite the career we thought, but you never want it to end like that. To quote JR, not this way.
I know, it's a shame.
At least he got like a short-ish title reign,
I would really like to see him come back. Oh, him and Gunther. Oh man, that could have been a.
Yeah, oh man, yeah, him slapping the meat of Big E's chest would have been nice.
And in other WWE news, what do we think about the changing? Them changing around who's going to be on SmackDown, who's going to be on Raw for
way better than SmackDown.
But it's not a big deal.
I don't hate Kevin Patrick as nearly like the people online. He's fine for the most part for me. I mean, there's some things you can work on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with
it. It's funny that like you see online that like now Michael Cole's like it seems universally praised when like even just a few years ago it seems like people didn't like him, and he won like Meltzer's like worst commentator. I can't remember how many years in a row.
Now he's the guy.
Now he's the guy. Yeah, now he's a legend.
That's how it goes sometimes. So our next review will not be until Survivor Series, just because we only really cover the big four.
Title. Shinsuke wins the title. It's an emergency podcast.
Yes, we might get emergency if Shinsuke wins, even if it's only for a second. We'll let Vitamin J have his day. If this becomes really popular and people really do like it, then maybe we'll consider doing some of the smaller ones. But we're just going to stick to a big four because we also got a lot of stuff we got to film. Remember, Mondays is always going to be our top 10 shows. Wednesdays, we usually drop either a quiz or it's going to be a movie review, as you all know. We are in August, and this month we are doing Heat, probably going to come out at the end of the month. As well as You guys seen the Monday Night War show that has been going on, so keep liking and subscribing that. I know the gentlemen have been enjoying that and filming some more episodes coming out, as well as our NFL show will be coming back. Beginning of next month, you will probably get our NFL predictions and previews and all of that. So that's what we got going on. My name's Legacy.
And I'm Mac.
And may the discussions begin. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thank you. Bye.